then, in our session, y'all remember that we were not quiet. Y'all remember that if you liked something, woohoo, you stood up, yes! I was telling the first group that had not heard me this morning, I said, I come from the background, we're like, yes, amen, you know, and so I wrote a book, and it's coming out next June, and I was at this book retreat with other authors, and this woman was speaking, y'all. This woman was speaking, and I caught myself going, yeah, and I was like, oh gosh, I was like, you know, I was the most vocal one in the room, and she's talking, and I recognized, here's the secret, I got a slide about this in a little bit, but I recognized that I was being to her what I need in the world. Did y'all catch that? I was being to somebody else what I need in the world. See, I like it. It makes me feel alive. It makes me feel like I'm walking in my purpose. It makes me feel like I'm making a difference if I hear from y'all, right? If I don't want it to be quiet as a mouse. I don't want it, you know, like, I want you to be vocal. I want to know it made a difference in your life. So let me ask you this. Let me just throw this first thing at you and say, what if you were to other people what you needed in the world? So if you need kindness, why couldn't you be kind to somebody? If you needed joy, why couldn't you go spread joy? Right? If you need peace, why couldn't you go be peace to somebody? Y'all get it? You give what you need. You give what you need. So that's what I'm doing in the world. If I need joy, if I need people to be kind to me, I'm going to go out in the world and I'm going to be kind to people and I'm going to spread joy and I'm going to try to be peaceful when people are stressing out and freaking out all over the place. They are passing out right now, they're passing out pens and Post-it notes. So what we're doing, hi there. Okay, hold on 1 second. Just grab that pen. Chantel, do you want me to change course? Or you? Okay. All right. So, there is a box here. And there's a box on the other side. And you are going to get a Post-it note if you haven't already. I want you to hold it till the end. So anything that I say, I want you to hold it to the end, and I want you to be thinking about, I want you to write down your innermost thought that you wish people knew about you. Check me. It's anonymous. You will not put your name on it. But I want to be able to show the world. What's y'all's ages in here? How old are y'all? 15, 16, 17? Okay. I want to be able to show the world what, y'all, we only have a short amount of time. We got to get it in. Y'all heard me before. I got a lot to say in a short amount of time. So be respectful if you will. Thank you. So I want you to hold that piece of paper and I want you to write down by the end of this, good, bad, happy, or sad, anonymous. You're not going to put your name on it. Something you wish people knew about you. Something you wish people knew. It could be, I am amazing. I'm a winner. It could be that you're suffering from depression right now. It could be that you're struggling right now. It could be that something's going on at home. It is a way to share with the world. These are going to go up on a wall, but check this out. No one is going to know it came from you. No one's going to know it was you. But what it does is it allows us to see each other as human beings for what we're really going through. What we're really going through versus, hi, good to see you, versus the mask that we wear for people. Anybody in here ever worn a mask for somebody where you smiling? That's good, life's good, everything's good. And inside, you're just dying inside? Anybody ever done that? Thank you for Post-it notes are going to give the world an opportunity to see what people are really struggling with. You know what I told the first session? And I think I told you something similar to this. I got so much more stuff to tell you. I've been learning. I've been out there growing since I've been here last. But I told y'all this last time, and I think it bears repeating. I have never, ever, y'all be quiet, please. Be quiet. Because there's people in here that need to hear what I have to say. There's people in here whose lives depend on what I have to say. Y'all, I have never met a person who was mean to other people that was happy. I have never in my life met a person that was truly happy inside that was mean to other people. And let me tell you something. When I myself have been mean to people, my family, my friends, somebody else, somebody that I picked on, whatever in my life, it was always about me. Thank you. I heard somebody clap up there. It was always about me. So it is true. And here's the other thing. It's hard to grasp it, y'all. But when somebody is that way, when somebody is mean to you, you got to be able to put your armor on and say, it ain't about me. It ain't about me. You know, we were just talking about trigger warnings, and I've learned so much in this school about sharing about trigger warnings. And if something that I say is triggering to you, I want you to go to your counselor over here on the side. I want you to talk to them. I want you to do that. But I also want you to learn that life is going to trigger you. People are going to trigger you. Situations are going to trigger you. A movie's going to trigger you. Something that somebody says is going to trigger you. What are you going to do about it? We got to start learning best practices on how to take care of our own souls so when stuff triggers us, we know what to do. Yes. I call it yes. Cheer. Yes, I love it. Woo! I call it having a battle plan, y'all. We need to have a battle plan for life. When I was here last time with you, for anybody that's new, I'm going to go through it very quickly, but when I was here last time, we talked about having a battle plan for when if you ever, and again, this is a trigger warning, if anything that I talk about, suicidal ideation, or anything that I've been through, or depression or anxiety, if you need to go to the side and talk to a counselor, please do. But let me tell you something, when I almost took my own life, I did not believe, this is for anybody that didn't hear this last year and it bears repeating, I did not believe I could call anybody. I believed that I would burden people. And the truth is, Principal, the truth is that people love you, that cities where don't suffer alone. There is somebody that wants to hear you, that wants to love you, that wants to know what's going on in your life. Don't suffer alone. The battle plan is if you ever get to a bad place, if you're ever thinking negative thoughts about yourself, if you ever, God forbid, are thinking about taking yourself out of this world, you need to have 3 people. Y'all remember the battle plan? 3 ride or dies. Y'all remember it? And if you ain't called them lately, if you ain't talked to them lately, if you haven't reminded them lately that you need to let them know, hey, ride or die. Hey, you're my ride or die. I want to just say this too about y'all. Y'all are freaking amazing. I probably got 100 messages from y'all last time on Instagram, different messages, emails. Y'all are amazing. And somebody was making reels about me. I got a reel with people screaming the last time I was here. Like, y'all are truly changing the world. You are truly changing the world. And I woke up this morning, somebody was just asking me on the news about why I do this. I woke up this morning feeling like I was going to cover the Super Bowl coming here. Because y'all are that special. Y'all are that amazing. Let me tell you something. If nobody's told you today, I'm just going to give you a little reminder today. If you got your notes app up, I said this last time, but if you have your notes app up, I would love for you to take notes. I said this in the first session, y'all. We think we are going to, and if you take a video or a picture, tag me in it. People need to hear from you. Y'all are the future generation. But let me tell you something. Write down your life. You think you're going to remember your life? I get through 2 or 3 days. great that happened to me. True story. I told my husband the other day, and I'm usually really good about this, but I told my husband the other day, he said something really nice to me, and I was like, dang, that's like one of the nicest things you ever said to me. And then 4 or 5 days later, because life, we get busy, right? I forgot what he said to me. So I'm giving you my own advice here. So next time my husband says like something incredibly nice to me or gives me a compliment, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go right here to my phone, or I'm going to go to my notebook right here, and I'm going to write it down. We think we're going to remember our lives, but we get 2 or 3 days down the road and we don't remember that thing that brought us joy. We don't remember that thing that brought us peace. We don't remember the good stuff. Write your life down. And I came today to tell you, to remind you that you are amazing. You are enough. You are worthy. You are kind. You are beautiful. You are smart. And you are going to overcome anything that you are going through today. Yes. I came for you, quite simply. Whatever you believe, whatever your belief system is, for me, I pray. I've been thinking about y'all. I've been praying for y'all. I've been praying for open hearts. I've been thinking about who's going to come in here today that needs the exact words that I am going to share. And here's the other thing. I was sharing this with the first session, and I was saying this earlier too, y'all. I stopped in this gas station on the way to a speaking engagement down in Florida. I stopped at Starbucks. And I walked into the Starbucks and I was listening to people around your age, maybe a little bit younger, interact with each other. And I heard this one young lady talking about how this other guy looked, like he looked like a turtle, like she was being very mean, she was talking about him. Then she started talking about, that's mean, it's mean. And then she started, excuse my language, she started talking about another girl. I'm not just listening, I'm waiting for the bathroom. And then she started talking about another girl and she said, she's a slut. And I'm just listening. I don't know this girl. She don't know me. I'm just listening. She doesn't. Y'all listen to me. You know what I knew in that moment? I knew that girl that was saying those things was unhappy. Amen. I knew that girl that was saying those things about other people. Yes! I knew that girl that was saying those things about other people were just projecting her funky junk, her bitterness, her trauma, her anger, her doesn't like herself, her whatever is going on, her anxiety, her stuff. She's just projecting it on another human being. And so we got to remember that. But I'm going to say to you, to the person that might be doing the projecting, because you might be sitting here listening to me today and a little ashamed in your seat because you've been that person. You talked about people. You said that was just a joke, but you know it wasn't a joke. About 20% of a joke is in the truth. I tell people all the time, like, well, I was just joking. I'm like, no, you weren't. You believe that. That's mean. I just told somebody in my life the other day. I called them out. They were saying jokes to me, but it wasn't really jokes. It was mean. And I told them, I said, maybe nobody's told you, but I'm going to tell you in love. That's mean. Would you want somebody to turn around and say, you know that artwork you just did that was so great? Would you want somebody to say that artwork's ugly? You're stupid. Your forehead's too big. It's mean, y'all. It's mean. And let me tell you something. I'm a grown adult, and I ain't never met a happy person that's mean. It's true. Now, here's what I need you to also know, is that if you have been that person, let's get to the root of why you are that person. Let's get to the root of it. Because guess what? I ain't judging you, because I've been that person. I ain't judging you one bit. I'm telling you, I have been there. What I am telling you is, let's get to the root of it. Let's start to figure out what's going on. Let's start to figure out, y'all, he's listening. Y'all quit playing with the back of his hair, and he's listening. I'm just going to call you out. He's like in it, and y'all trying to mess with his hair. Come on now. You don't know what he's going to get from this. But if you've been that person to somebody else, y'all, I want you to start asking yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I projecting? Is there something going on at home? Is there something going on in my life? Y'all, I'm going to read these later, and the little ones that I have read help me understand why people are struggling. Y'all have got the best counselors here, the best resources here. We've got them, and I'm changing the narrative too. Y'all talk to somebody. If you find yourself out there projecting, it's because something, we call it funky junk. Y'all remember I talked about it, funky junk, the last time I was here. Anger, bitterness, trauma, unforgiveness, you don't love yourself, whatever it is. If you find yourself doing that, let's get to the root of it. Because if you're still alive and you're still breathing, my beautiful boy right here, you got time to fix it. You got time to fix it. I want y'all to put your hand on your heart for a minute. Put your hand on your heart. Close your eyes for me for a minute. Close your eyes. Put your hand on your heart. Put your hand on your heart. Feel your heart beating, y'all. Seriously, it's not as, just feel your heart beating. Take a moment. Y'all, you woke up today. There's a lot of people that didn't wake up today. You got another chance. If you feel your heart beating in your chest right now, it means you got purpose. It means you got a reason to live. It means you got things that are going to happen in your life. You ain't even met all the people that you're going to love yet. I tell people that all the time, y'all. I tell people that all the time that are struggling. I say, my gracious, you have no idea what's coming up around the corner. I know you're struggling right now. I know you're depressed right now. I know you got stuff going on at home right now. But you have not even met all the people that are going to love you in your life. Amen. Yes! And I know it seems bad right now. I know you might be going through something, and you might be the person that walked into school this morning wearing a mask, saying everything's fine, smiling for your friends, but inside you're dying. Inside you're going through something. Let me tell you something. You don't know what's up around the corner. You don't know what's up around the corner. You don't know the goodness that's going to chase you down. You don't know what you're going to accomplish. You don't know that you're going to graduate and be on the high graduation dean's list. You don't know that you're going to go off to college and achieve all your dreams. You don't know that you're going to start that business. You don't know that you're going to write that book or cure cancer. You don't know. But I can tell you from the bottom of my heart, if you don't give up, if you stay with it, you will see these things up around the corner. And all the things that I almost took myself out for, all the things that I thought were so fatal, now I say to them, so what? So what? So what you don't like me? So what? So what for me? I lost everything. I lost my house after losing my mama and then the pandemic, and I got shut down because I couldn't travel and I couldn't speak. And my movement was on life support, but I didn't quit. But I thought, so what? So what? For me personally, I can say I lost my mom, but I know that when I don't say so what to, I say this. I say I'm going to see her again. I say so what to the fact that at that time I was going through a breakup and lost my mom and lost everything. I had like triple whammy. Depression, anxiety, and all those things. I now say to all those things, so what? So what? I'm alive in a way today that I ain't never been in my entire life. I'm a warrior, and so are you. I fought, I clawed, I fought my way through it. I prayed, I cried, I asked for help from the fetal position. But the whole thing that you need to know, beyond that battle plan, beyond talking to your ride or dies, is you got to have a battle plan to fight back and say, so what, when life wants to kick you in the teeth? That's cheer-worthy. I'm going to just cheer myself. Woo! You got to have a battle plan, y'all. And so here's what I want to tell you. The battle plan for me, the battle plan is this. I did a couple of slides, and I'm just going to read them. It's okay. But the battle plan is this for me. Is when is the last time that you cheered for yourself? When's the last time you cheered for yourself? I'm talking about inside your mind, said something nice to yourself, because here's the reality of the situation, y'all. Check this out. And y'all, for those that remember this last year, check this. Oftentimes we will talk to ourselves in a way that we would never speak to another human being. If that ain't the truth. The inner dialogue we have with ourselves. I see you shaking your heads. Thank y'all. Love y'all so much. You're amazing. I'm so glad to be back. But the inner dialogue we have with ourselves sometimes is so negative and so foul and so nasty that we would never say it to another human being. But yet we would say it to ourselves. What are we doing, y'all? What are we doing when what we say to ourselves is far nastier than what we would say to anybody else? So what I want to do, it's all about having a battle plan this morning. I want to challenge you the next time you start to say negative stuff about yourself. I want you to challenge you to flip the script. When those little voices in your head start telling you you're stupid, you're fat, you're too skinny, you're too this, you're too that, you're not going to make it, you're not this, you're not that. When you start having those negative thoughts about yourself, I want you to flip the script and say, no. Let's do something really quick. Just shout out something great about yourself. Y'all shout out something great about yourself. Raise your hand. You got to shout it out. I got to be able to hear you. She's the best. Positive.
I'm undefeated.
She's undefeated. Brave. Amazing. What else? Shout it out. Unbelievable. Strong. Paradoxical. Yes. What else? Not giving up. What else? Okay, we've got enough. Check it. So next time you start to have those negative thoughts about yourself, thank y'all. Y'all are amazing. Y'all feel it, and then you come right back down to me. So next time you start having those negative thoughts about yourself, what I want you to do is start screaming out what you just said to me out loud. Y'all better get used to talking to yourself, because the world is going to talk to you, and it's going to say negative things, and it's going to punch you in the face, and it is great, and there is joy, and there is wonderful things, but the world can also be hard and dark and bitter at times. And life can. If I got up here and told you that life is going to be great, nothing bad was going to happen to you, and it was all going to be great, y'all would walk out of here and y'all would be like, she is alive. Life can be hard, y'all. I'm not going to come up here and paint you a rosy picture. What I want you to do is to have a battle plan when life does kick you in the teeth, when situations kick you in the teeth, you can kick back. You can kick back. And you can say, no, I am strong. No, I am paradoxical. No, I am an overcomer. No, I am awesome. No, I am amazing. And you gotta check yourself. Check me on the, you gotta check yourself. The other day, here's another real moment in my life. The other day, I was getting dressed, and I was going, I was like, and that little voice in my head was like, oh, I don't like your thighs, you're this. Like, y'all, I'm built close to the ground. Anybody else here built close to the ground? I'm short. That's another way of saying I'm short, okay? I ain't never gonna have six-pack abs. Like, my hips and my bottom of my ribs are like 2 inches apart, okay? Like, I'm short-waisted, you know? Like, I ain't never gonna have six-pack abs. So I caught myself in my inner thoughts. I caught myself saying negative things about myself, y'all. But I stopped it right in the middle, teacher, and I started saying, no, this body is amazing. You are strong. You are fierce. You got out of the bed today. You can dance. You climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. You're a bad mama jamma. That's what I said to myself. And y'all better bet that I walked out of my bathroom a different woman than I walked in. What would that look like? What would that look like for y'all to start speaking to yourself in such a way that you walk out of this room a different person than when you walked in? Yes. I hope y'all are writing that down. I hope that you are, I want to read some of these quotes to you. I hope that you are writing this down about having a battle plan. went about finding your 3 people, about having a battle plan to speak to yourself. So I want to read you something. It says, did you know your brain will constantly rewire itself to suit the information that you feed it? Ask your counselors this. Mr. Gabe knows this. If you constantly complain, gossip, find excuses, it'll make it much easier to find things to be upset about, regardless of what is happening around you. Likewise, y'all ready for this? Likewise, if you constantly search for opportunities, abundance, love, and things to be grateful for, it'll make it much easier to find a reflection of those things around you. It takes practice, but over time, this is a very powerful way to reshape your reality. You can either be somebody who is a dream killer, or you can be a dream builder. You can be somebody who sucks the life out of people, or you can be a joy starter. The choice is yours. And let me tell you something else, a hard truth. I don't come here and tell you anything that I don't preach to myself, that I don't do myself. There are days when I have to put myself in timeout. There are days when I know I've been a turd. Last night, I was speaking at a halfway house here, and I had been fussing with my husband, and this is live stream, so it's fine, and it was me. I was being sassy. I was being mean. And I went to this halfway house, and then I left, and I was telling my friend Natasha, I said, I need to text my husband and tell him I'm sorry, because I was a turd, and I had a sex mouth, and I'm really sorry. Y'all, you ain't gonna be perfect all the time. Ain't nobody's perfect. What you can do, and what we can do, is rise up a generation. I'm already hearing from y'all over the year, since the last time I've been here, we can rise up a generation of people who say, when I screw up, you better bet I'm gonna own it. When I hurt you, you better bet I'm gonna say I'm sorry. You know how much my husband appreciated that last night? Appreciated it. I just said, I'm sorry, man. You were right. You were right. I was sorry. I should have been. Anybody else here spicy? Anybody here a little sassy? A little spicy? Anybody? Yeah. Sometimes it gets us in trouble. Sometimes we need to humble ourselves and say, I'm sorry. Also, here's the other thing. Here's another good one for those that are taking notes. Y'all need to sit with it. Anybody else want to be real? Who in here is emotionally reactive? Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your honesty. Honesty will set you free. The truth will set you free. If you're emotionally reactive like me, the greatest lesson I've learned is something happens to me, instead of texting back in that moment, instead of saying something back, is to sit on it. Just sit on it. I guarantee you, if you sit on it for 24 hours, kings and queens, your response will be different. Because oftentimes, here's another hard truth, oftentimes when we're sassing back, when we're responding emotionally, you know where it's coming from? It's coming from not a great place. Come on now, better than that. Better than that. There's people around you that are getting this. Getting this. Do you want to share it? Yeah, do you want to share it? Okay. Oftentimes when we respond right back, I can tell you, when I've responded right back, or I've waited to respond 24 hours, the response was completely different, y'all. The other crazy thing, and Chantel and Mr. Gabe can talk to you about this, all your counselors here, the other crazy, beautiful thing is learning to sit with your funky junk. The things that scare you, the things that make you sad, the things that bother you. If you learn to sit with them, they don't have as much power. They don't have as much power if you learn to sit with them. And I told you this last time, if you're taking notes, write this one down. The thing that bothers you may be just the thing that you use to change the world. The thing that bothered me 6 years ago was in athletics, and I saw a problem in athletics that the only thing that we saw making the news, making the headlines, is when athletes were getting in trouble. And I thought, what if I went and told people that they had the power to get in the headlines for something positive? What if I went and told people they had the power to change the narrative? What if I went and told people that there is purpose beyond your J-O-B, that you weren't meant to get an education, get a job, and die, that you're supposed to live? What if I help people find what sets their soul on fire? It was a problem to me, it bothered me, and I turned it into a solution. Yes. Anybody, like, I've had other people message me over the years and say, my sister has autism. I'd like to get noise-canceling headsets for the stadiums. Had another person tell me, I saw homeless twins underneath the bridge going to school every day. Because of that, I want to start a homeless shelter. I had another one that told me, nobody helped me growing up. I was from the poor part of Memphis, and I ate beans out of cans. We moved all the time. And he said, before you came here, this was Arkansas State years ago, he said, before you came here, I thought nobody helped me, so I ain't gonna help nobody else. And then he said, you taught me that because no one helped me is the exact reason I should help somebody else. Y'all feel me on that? I love y'all so much. I feel y'all too. I don't know why y'all are all the way far away up there, but I feel you from far away. Thank you for being audible and being vocal. It means everything to me. Y'all, right inside this room is world changers. Y'all, some world changers right inside this room. I want to share with y'all a couple of other thoughts that I had whenever I came here. I saw this quote the other day, and it really moved me. And it said, be thankful for all the people that spoke to the winner in you before you started winning. I'm going to repeat that because it's so good. Be thankful that to everybody and the people that spoke to the winner in you before you started winning. Y'all, I'm going to cry. I'm coming here today to speak to the winner in you, even if you don't feel like it. I came here today to speak to the winner in you, even if you're not winning right now. Even if you feel so low, even if you're depressed, even if you're anxious, even if you're going through it at home, if you're going through something in class, if you're going through something with your friends, and you feel the least thing like a winner right now. I came today from Florida on a plane yesterday to speak to the winner in you, even if you don't feel like it. Because there is a winner. There is what I like to call a noticer in you. Y'all, you know what the world's going to tell you? The world's going to tell you, do you, boo. It's all about you. Do you, take care of you. It doesn't matter about anybody else. Don't worry about them. Do you, make you happy. As long as it makes you happy, you do you. You get money. You do. It's all about you. I would like to tell you that if we all think that way, it's not going to work out. We need more people than ever to start reaching out and helping other people. Yes. Yes. Y'all, and here's the other thing. I came across this other quote the other day, and it really spoke to me. And it talked about, in my darkest days, I could not reach out. Let's stop telling people to reach out and start reaching in. I've had some people in my life at times reach in for me when I didn't feel like a winner. I've had people remind me of who I am when I didn't even know who I was. I've had people reach in for me when my depression was so dark and my anxiety was so crippling. And they didn't take no for an answer. They brought food. They showed up. They took the trip with me. They sat with me. They fed me. They put blankets on me. They put money in my bank account when I had nothing. I've had people reach in for me in my life, and I'll never, ever forget them. And I want to tell y'all, You can make all the money in the world. You can have all the fame, because I used to be all about fame. Y'all remember you telling me that? I used to chase fame. I used to be fame hungry. I wanted to have money and I wanted to have fame. There is nothing in the world that feels as good as when somebody reaches in for you. And let me tell you also, there's nothing that feels as good when you're the person reaching in for somebody. Ain't no amount of money, ain't no amount of fame, ain't no amount of nothing that will compare to the way when you reach in for somebody who's drowned in their own junk, in their own stuff, in the problems, in the family, in the work, in the school, and whatever it is, in poverty or whatever. They're struggling in it, and you reach in and you grab them and you say, I got you. And that's what I believe we have in this room, is a generation of people that are reaching in, a generation of noticers, a generation of people that say, I got you, I am here. I believe we got a generation of people, no matter what media tells us, we got a generation of people that are going to buck the media, that say all about you, get yours, it's you, don't worry. Let me tell you something, this very quick story. And I may have shared this last time, but if so, it bears repeating. This story haunts me. There was a girl that was kidnapped in Auburn. I went to Auburn University. There was a girl that was kidnapped in Auburn several years ago. And she was forced into a car in a gas station. And they drove her 45 minutes away, and she was murdered. She was alive in that car for 45 minutes. 4 days later, a man comes to the police and says, I saw something. I saw her get pushed into a white car. But I went home and told my wife, my old lady, he called her. I told my old lady, and she said, don't get involved. It ain't your business. Y'all, that man did not have to chase the car. He did not have to do anything. All he had to do was pick up his phone and call the police and say, white car, 76 gas station, on University Drive, here's the tag, a girl just got pushed into it. He will have to live for the rest of his life knowing that he could have been a noticer. He could have reached in. He could have helped somebody. He didn't have to put himself in harm's way, but he and his old lady said, it ain't none of my business. Y'all, if we start living like that, and we continue living like that, and we don't change the narrative. See, I came here today to tell y'all to change the narrative of the world. I believe it is possible within this room, within this school. So I want to teach y'all to be the kind of people that say, you're not my friend, it's not my business, it's not my whatever, but you know what? I'm going to reach in to help you. I'm going to reach in to notice. I'm not just going to film it. I'm going to do something about it. It bothers me deep down inside that there's a case in the media right now where a woman went on a vacation with her friends and got beat to death, and they filmed it. Shanquella Robinson. They filmed it. What are we doing, y'all? And in this room, there is the power to change that. You are the power of the person to say, I'm not going to stand by and film that. I'm going to do something about that. I'm going to help you. I'm going to step in for you. Because anybody in here ever needed somebody to step in for them? Anybody in this room ever needed somebody desperately? You know what I learned during the pandemic? When we were all shut down, you know what I learned? We need each other. We need each other. I learned the power of a hug, the power of looking in your eyeballs, not through a screen. I learned that you make my life better. I learned that y'all paying attention right here and getting it and nodding, and I see your eyeballs, I see your soul. That is everything to me. We need each other. So I want to encourage you to be a generation of, I got a book coming out next year, and in the book we talk about being a joy starter. I want to encourage y'all to be a generation of joy starters, man. A generation of people who leave the world a better place. And when you don't, here's the other thing, y'all, none of us are perfect. When you don't, be like me and call somebody and say, I was a turd, I'm sorry. Go put yourself in timeout. Say, I'm sorry. The most powerful thing you can do to people is sorry. I'm working through some stuff. I'm trying to be better. I'm sorry. And y'all, there's some text messages that need to be sent today when you leave here. There's some text messages, you gotta go. There's some text messages that need to be sent when you leave here today. And y'all need to say to somebody, you think you can't forgive them because they did something so bad to you, but you don't understand you're the one that's a prisoner in your unforgiveness. There's some text messages that need to be sent today where you say, I forgive you. And maybe, just maybe, y'all, you need to forgive you. Maybe, just maybe, you're the person you need to forgive. Because like we said, oftentimes we will be so ugly to ourselves and we never do it to anybody else. Maybe you need to say on that Post-it note, I forgive me. I'm going to work on forgiving me. And the last thing I say about forgiveness is, some people think it's poof, I forgave you and it's gone. Do you know that there's people in my life I've had to forgive over and over and over and over again for years until it took? It may not be an overnight thing. But I'm telling you, what happens when you have unforgiveness is it boils up inside of you and it eats you alive. It ain't even about them, it's about you. I want you to think about right now what you want to write on that Post-it note if you haven't written something already. If this is a joke to you, or if you didn't take anything away, or you just don't want to write on a Post-it note, that's okay. Please don't write on a Post-it note, because these boxes are full of things that are like the most deepest things. Some are good and some are bad. You don't put your name on it. You put your age and you just write what you want the world to know right now. And it may be that you love yourself. Again, it may be that you're struggling. It may be what you're going through. I don't know what it is. Nobody else needs to see it. It's you and you. You drop it in this box. And I also did something neat for y'all this year. I don't know if y'all saw these last year, but I had these bracelets that say, I'm changing the narrative. And on the other side, they say mental health. And so I bought one for everybody in this school. And so all these over here to my left are regular sized, or regular, like, you know, the bigger ones for bigger wrist, or for guys, or bigger, to the regular size, and these are smaller. Anybody got a petite wrist? I got like the smallest wrist. I got the smallest wrist. These are your smaller ones over here. And so you can drop your Post-it note in, nobody will see it, and then you can grab a bracelet. And I'm going to have Chantel, if we can, at some point after this, get you my information like we did last year, so that you can be on a mailing list, you can be in the Don't Suffer Alone Club that we're helping to work with, or that you can make sure you get the book next year, and hopefully I get to come back. And I just wanted to say this. Y'all rock my world. Y'all reached in for me today. Because see, I travel the world and I pour out of my cup. And when y'all pay attention, when y'all get it, when y'all are locked in, when I see your face, when I see this matters to you, it fills my cup. So thank you for doing me a solid. Thank you for reaching in for me. Thank you for your messages. Thank you for your reels. Thank you for everything that's happened in the past year. I love y'all. And I want to bottle up what's happening in this room and give it to the world. Because it's like I just told the news earlier, you're going to get great training on your checkbook. You're going to get great training on home ec, or on chemistry, or on any of those things. I'm going to sit with your teachers at lunch. You're going to get great training on that, but who's talking about your soul? And we just did that today. I call what I do soul training. So hopefully, last thing, you go home tonight to whoever you live with, whoever's your best friend, whoever you live with, and I hope that you go and tell them what you learned today. I hope you go and tell them something that maybe I made you think about, made you feel. And that's it. I can make you think and make you feel, but if you don't go do anything with it, then what are we doing? Go do something with it. Take it home to your families. Start talking to somebody, take off the mask about your mental health. Don't struggle alone. Make your battle plan to cheer for yourself, to have your people, your ride or dies. Y'all, I love you. I believe there's a generation of world changers, of joy starters, of noticers in this room. And I already know you're changing the world. But you can't change the world until you change right here. Too many of us out there looking for love everywhere else. But we don't love ourselves first. Woo! Yeah. So hopefully today, we did some things that'll help you learn to love yourself. I love you guys. I'll be up here as you say goodbye, drop off the door. Thank you. I love you. Sticky notes in the buckets, and grab your bracelets. Regular size, small size. Regular size, small size.